People look away from you faster than they look away from anyone else. And you noticed it years before you had a word for it. You hold eye contact 1 second too long, and something in the other person flinches, like you reached into a pocket they forgot they had. They call it intense. They call it a lot. What they never say out loud is that your gaze lands somewhere they spend their whole life avoiding. If you're listening to this right now, stay close, because I'm going to show you exactly what your eyes are doing to people in a room. Picture it. You glance at a coworker, hold it a beat, and watch their easy smile stiffen into something careful. You didn't even speak. Here's the mechanism nobody tells you. Most people don't look at each other. They look near each other, just enough to seem present. You skipped that quiet agreement somewhere early. You actually look, and looking, real looking, asks a question most folks can't answer. When your eyes settle on someone, you're not performing politeness. You're checking whether their words match the feeling underneath them. They feel that check land. They can't name it, but their stomach knows. You just opened a file they thought was locked. Picture Ethan, 34, mid-pitch in a glass conference room, selling a plan he stopped believing in months ago. The team nods. You don't. You just hold his gaze a second longer than the others, and his voice catches on a word it never used to stumble over. He didn't crack because you judged him. He cracked because for 1 second, somebody saw the gap between his face and his actual life. That's the part that scares people. Not that you might hurt them, that you might know them before they're ready to be known. Most eye contact is a handshake. Yours is a doorway, and half the people you meet are terrified of whatever's standing on the other side. There's a kind of person who learned to read faces before they ever learned to feel safe. You probably already feel where this is going. As a kid, you watched the adults' eyes to know if dinner would be calm or a war. Their faces were the only weather report you trusted. So you got fluent in expressions nobody taught you. The half-second tightening of a jaw told you to leave the room before it started. That skill never switched off. It just grew up with you and walked into every job, every first date, every group chat you've ever joined. Now you sit across from someone, and you're not only hearing words, you're catching the flicker under them, the thing they refuse to say. Madison, 29, third date, nice restaurant. The guy's funny and warm and saying all the right lines. Then she stops talking for a second. And she watches his eyes go flat, just for a blink. The warmth clicking off the instant she isn't entertaining him anymore. She felt it. 2 weeks later, the truth surfaced exactly where her eyes had already pointed. That wasn't anxiety. That was data she'd trained herself to ignore. If you've ever been told you read into things too much, drop a single word in the comments for how that felt. I want to see how many of you. Here's the cruel twist. The same look that unsettles strangers is the exact thing the right person will feel starved for their whole life. To someone hiding, your eyes are an interrogation lamp. To someone hungry to be truly seen, your eyes are the first warm meal in years. The trouble is, the hiding ones are louder. They pull back, they joke, they call you too much, and slowly you start to believe them. So you train yourself to soften the beam. You glance away on purpose. You dim the one part of you that was never actually broken. Watch what your face does in a meeting where everyone's agreeing to a bad idea. Your mouth stays shut. Your eyes refuse to sell the lie. The manager feels watched, feels read, feels the quiet weight of someone who clearly isn't buying it. Suddenly, you're not a culture fit. Jordan, 41, got passed over twice, not for being wrong in the room, for being legible about it, while everyone else performed agreement. Power structures don't fear the loud one, they fear the silent one who obviously sees straight through the whole performance, saying nothing. In a world that runs on polite fiction, a truthful gaze is a kind of disobedience. You break the spell just by keeping your eyes open. Now bring it home, because that's where the wound usually started, and it's exactly where it still gets pressed the hardest. You go back for the holidays, you look at your mother the way you've always looked, and she snaps, "Why are you staring at me like that?" You weren't accusing her of anything, you were just present. But real presence feels like exposure to someone hiding from their own self. The people who can't meet your eyes are usually carrying the most they've never dealt with. Your attention knocks on a door they keep locked, and they'd rather call you weird than turn that handle. So the family quietly files you as the intense one, the dramatic one, the too much one. Here's a hard line for you. People don't fear being seen by you. They fear seeing themselves in the reflection your eyes hand back. Think of the friend who vents to you for an hour, then suddenly can't look at you when they're done. You held the mirror a beat too steady. They felt naked, and shame never blames itself. Shame blames whatever eyes happened to be opened and honest in the room when it showed up.
You meet someone across a table, you lock eyes, and 4 seconds in, you already feel the whole shape of them. The good, the hidden, the running. It rattles them because most people want to be wanted for the version they curated, not understood for the version they actually live in. Caleb, 27, gently told a woman she seemed sad underneath all the laughing. She thanked him, smiled, and never texted back again. Not because he was wrong, because he was right too soon. And right too soon is its own specific kind of lonely you know by heart. You keep handing people a truth they never asked for, then watching them flinch away from you like you're the one who put it there. So you start wondering if something's wrong with you. There isn't. You're just running high resolution in a world built for blur. Now go underneath the behavior, because the eyes are only the surface. The root is older, quieter, and it explains all of it. Your gaze isn't intense because you're trying to make it that way. Once, looking carefully was the only thing standing between you and harm. A kid who can predict the storm gets to brace before it hits. Reading the room was never a personality trait, it was a survival contract. So your nervous system wired your eyes to gather data fast, to find the danger in a face before that face could turn into the danger. They became your early warning system. And alarms don't power down just because the building's been quiet for years. That's why you can sit in a kind, calm room and still sweep every face like something's about to tip over. The body remembers the old job. Here's where it turns. The thing that protected the child is the same thing isolating the adult. Same eyes, different prison. Because when you read everyone that deeply, you also carry everyone. You leave every room holding feelings that were never yours to hold. If you've ever come home from an ordinary day completely hollowed out for no clear reason, say "That's me" below. You're not imagining it. You absorbed the room, the tension nobody addressed, the sadness tucked behind the small talk, the lie hiding inside the compliment, and nobody ever handed you a way to set it down. So you numbed it instead. You scrolled past it. You went quiet inside your own life. You felt all of it. The high-resolution mind has a tax, and you've been paying it daily, while the world just calls you sensitive. So here's where it changes, and it's smaller and quieter than you'd ever expect. It starts the second you understand what your eyes are for now. You catch yourself sweeping a calm room for threats, and instead of obeying the habit, you stop and ask, is this danger now, or just a memory? That one question buys you a sliver of space, and inside that space, for the first time, you get to choose instead of automatically react. You stop apologizing for looking. You quit dimming the one instrument that has been quietly right about people your entire life. You let your eyes rest on a friend across a kitchen table without bracing, and nothing tips over. Your body files that. It starts to believe it. You stop spending your gaze on people who flinch from it, and you start saving it for the rare few who lean in when they feel truly seen. Because those people exist, the ones who hold your eyes and don't look away,
the ones who feel found by you instead of caught. With them, your stare stops being a weapon or a wound. It becomes the closest thing to home you've ever felt inside your own skin. The goal was never to become less. It was to find the rooms where your depth reads as a gift instead of an accusation nobody asked for. Here's the hard truth no one hands you on a plaque. You'll keep unsettling shallow people for the rest of your life. Let that be fine. And here's the shift that frees you. You're not intense. You're awake in a room full of people negotiating how much of themselves to keep asleep. So tomorrow, look at someone you trust and don't be the first to look away. Let them feel, just for a second, what being truly seen feels like.